All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Wakakadal. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule well, and salutations and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word and truth and sincerity. And here the brothers from Tampa coming back for the weekly live lesson, push out the words of Yahweh Shai. And Lord's will, this video be edifying unto the hopeful elect out there. And we hit on current events and whatnot.
Con, I got something.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Con, his brother's going seen earlier today. Apostle Bar did a video. Apostle Tahar did a video earlier today or late last night. Trying to see if I can find it again. But basically, what it was America falling off the top Fortune 500 nations in of the world. All right,
yeah, Fortune 500.
Fortune 500 of the nations, the top of the nations. And I can't find the article. If a brother wants to get the article real quick while I speak and bring out this one precept, but this is all going to show you that that the men of the Lord have not been lying to you people from the beginning, from the get-go, man. We've been telling you that this nation is going to come falling down. Really, the scripture's been telling you, but we've been breaking it down to you, all right, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, starting off with the apostles on down, all right? We've been telling you that this nation is going to turn to shit. We've been telling you that the economy is going to turn to nothing, that you're going to lose all your money, all right, that you people are going to lose your jobs, all right? And it's coming to fruition, man. All right, America has supposedly the most billionaires of all the entire planet, but yet here it is, America's fell from the top Fortune 500 of nations, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got a preset. Maybe this is the one you had. What do you got? Sirach? I mean, that's Ecclesiastes.
No, I got Isaiah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead with that one, though. Ecclesiastes.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that work. Go ahead.
Connie, real quick, that grinding is talking about that labor, man. All right, the work. All right, because when you grind something, you're putting in work. You're doing labor. You're grinding something down. Okay, so read that again from the top, Brother Strong.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Because they are few. So the labor is going to be few, meaning what? The work is going to be few.
Yeah, and you can see. So, like, real quick, you can see that through all these companies shutting down. You got 12,000 stores closing here, 20,000 stores closing there. You go to these big malls that used to be popping, man. There's like 3 stores open. There's like 100 people in there. You got Nissan closing down factories. You got Ford shutting down not only factories and firing employees, but they stopping making cars. Period. Now they're only making SUVs, trucks, and Mustangs because what? The grinders are ceasing.
Exactly. Hey, and I can say something real quick too. Brothers like cars. That new Corvette, the C8, the mid-engine. This shit's only like it's less than $60,000, and that's so they pretty much crashed the market. You got a damn near supercar that's the same less price than the Supra, the GT 500. So they pretty much crashed the market. So now other countries like damn, like why would you sell a car of this capabilities for this low? Like they fucked the market up, man. So.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I was talking with the brothers on that app, that what's up at on one of the chats I'm in about that. We were going into that how that car is really is that car is garbage. That's why it's so cheap. But like the brother said, they're crashing the market, man. Why would you pay 80,000 or 90,000 or 100,000 for this car when you can get something that goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds for less than 60,000? You know, that's the mentality of these people, but we see it as prophecy being fulfilled. You know, the grinders are ceasing as they lay off people. They got to bring down the prices of things.
And really, when you go into business, the business aspect, all right, and this is something that brothers can simply understand. Whenever a business is going under, what do? They have a liquidation sale. All right, well, they have
Must go, yeah. Everything must go.
Everything must go, and that's exactly what America and these major companies are doing, man. They're having a liquidation sale, like Brother Kanako just brought up. The Corvette is being sold for a dirt cheap price, and these other people, these other nations are wondering what the fuck is going on. Hey, well, guess what? The American economy is not doing so hot. All right. Unlike Donald Trump's campaign, "Make America Great Again," guess what? That's not really happening. Now, that's not to say that Donald Trump isn't making moves according to the spirit, because he's prospering in the things that are according to the spirit, but he ain't prospering in the economy. It ain't what Donald Trump is doing is not prospering in the economy. And let me get this precept real quick to go with that. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 14. It says, "Yahawah hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt," all right, which we know Egypt is synonymous with America in today's times, all right, because this is where the Israelites are now serving their captivity in today's times, just like they did back in the time of Egypt. Okay.
If your brother want to grab that, it's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
I believe that's Revelation.
Revelation 11. Yep. Hey, grab that real quick.
This is Revelation 11, verse 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified."
All right, and why is America called spiritually Sodom and Egypt? Because one of the homosexuality that's being pushed around the four corners of the earth through America. Secondly, because of it's called spiritually Egypt because of the slavery that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans had to undergo here in America. And thirdly, well, what was that last part of the scripture, brother?
Where our Lord was crucified.
Where our Lord was crucified. And how is our Lord YAHAWASHI crucified here? Just go into any Christian church or Baptist church and look what's hanging up on the wall, man. You get Serapis Christus, which is known as Jesus Christ, which is not the Son of the Most High, but what? This is where he was shown as the Son of the Most High. Okay, and he was crucified, meaning like I said, you can go into any church and see the crucifix symbol of the Son of the Lord, and that is not the Son of the Lord, man. He was made a mockery here in America. Okay. And that scripture that the brother just brought out is just one example of how this is Egypt, man. Okay, because you can go on throughout the old scriptures and see how this is Egypt all over again. Okay, just go into the obelisk. All right, go into the holidays. Okay, it all goes back to Egypt, man. Egyptology.
Yo, if I can say this real quick, like you said, it all goes back to Egypt because that's what the Greeks got a lot of their philosophies from. All right, the Greeks had aristocrats; those like the ruling class of the people. Okay, and they ruled over the lower class, and the aristocrats would be the higher elites today that rule over the people in oppression. All right,
Yep.
The Greeks got a lot of their philosophy and stuff from Egypt, and this is that same empire. All right, reincarnated, man. All right.
Exactly. Let me finish this in Isaiah 19 real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 19, back in 14 again. From the top, it says, "Yahawah hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof." And hey, that's clear and evident that there's a perverse spirit here in America, man. If you don't see that, man, then hey, you just need to do like an ostrich does, man, and just dig your head into the ground, man, and just stay there until the missiles come.
Hey, Salakia, what was that precept?
Isaiah 19 and 14.
And let me get that word for perverse. You said Isaiah 19 and 14?
Con.
This is Isaiah 14 and 19. The word for
Lot
perverse.
14.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, this is the word for perverse is I why I I I why ya I wayam I wayam. It means distorting, perverting, warping. Go to the Hebrew Chaldees lexicon says dep depravities, perversities. Okay,
Hey, but
let me get to the root
it says
word.
warping. It
Yeah,
said
to warp.
warping.
Yep.
And the spirits of these people are completely warped.
Okay,
All right.
the root word goes to Iwa. It means to bend, twist, distort, to do perversely, to commit iniquity, do wrong, pervert, to do wrong, commit iniquity.
There you go.
Um, there you go, to do wickedly.
Exactly, man. To do
Oh,
the
here, Salaki, in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it says to act perversely, to sin.
So there you go. So to reiterate that, let's substitute the word. Yahweh hath mingled a wicked spirit in the midst thereof, a sinful spirit in the midst thereof, and that's exactly what entails the spirit of America, man. A
Yeah,
wicked, perverse, and sinful spirit.
I went into the etymology on the online etymology dictionary. It says perverse adjective, wicked, unnatural, degenerate,
Natural. Mm-hmm.
degenerate.
And real quick, because you said unnatural, going back to that the precept that the brother brought out in Revelation chapter 11 is spiritually known as Sodom. There's a precept, I can't remember exactly where it's at, that the man shall leave the natural use of the woman, man.
Was that Romans?
Romans 1.
Yep.
Kind. So hey, man, that's exactly what's happening here in America, man.
Yeah. Let me continue on this because that was the 14th century definition. This is the 12th century. It says turned away, contrary,
So
askew.
real quick, because who is the majority of the people who have turned away from the Most High here in America? Is the chosen people of the Lord, the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America, more than any other nation around the four corners of the earth, have turned away from the ways of the Lord, man.
Okay. Well, let me keep reading because it says turned away from what is right, wrong, malicious, spiteful, to corrupt.
And you've been corrupted, all right? And you want to stay in that corruptness. Meanwhile, you got the men of the Lord that have come into the scene, all right? And we're trying to put off this incorruptible. We're trying to put off the corruptible. But you people want to stay in the corruptible. Okay? So that's that perverse spirit that's been put on these people. All right? So let me read this again. Isaiah 19 and 14. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, man. So all these things, all the works that is happening amongst America, all right, against Babylon the Great, and in spiritual Edom, or it's like in spiritual Egypt.
Well, yeah, technically it's spiritual Edom.
Yeah,
Idumea, man of Idumea, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. All the works thereof that are being done are failing. Everything that Esau's trying to do, he's trying to make to prosper in this land, is coming to naught through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, man. And we see it happening. Like the brother was just stating earlier, man. You have thousands of stores closing, banks that are closing. All right, just here in the town of where me and the brother Ash live. All right, there's banks that are closed damn near on every other corner, man.
Yeah.
You know.
God, let me go back to that Ecclesiastes chapter 12. It's Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Hey, and if I may say this, because the brothers just read that the windows shall be darkened. Hey, when you go into the banking system, the bank gets their money from the government. Okay, they get their interest. They get their money from the government at a very small interest rate, and the banks loan that money out to the people at a very much higher interest rate. Unless you have credit.
They get it from the Federal Reserve.
Yeah. And
which is a branch of the government, but it's a private.
It's a private bank.
Yeah, it's private. Yeah.
But it goes to show you that the state of this economy is very bad when you have banks closing. If the people who are loaning them money, all right, are not able to support them to keep them up and running.
Yeah.
What's really going on?
Because think about it like this: say you're a business owner. What do you have to do to open a business? You have to go to a bank, get a loan, and get the money. What happens if you open up a business and that bank that you just got the loan from closes? You don't just go out scot-free. You don't have to pay the loan back. You shit out of luck.
Yeah, they default. It's called default on the loan.
Exactly. Now another bank is going to come in, a bank above them or another bank that got the monetary funds to buy you up is going to do that. And then it's just like the same thing with the houses. All right. You foreclose on a house. Guess what? Somebody else comes in and they buy it.
Hey, kind of real quick, just a quick side note on what your brothers were talking about. Just yesterday, my mom came up to me and she was like, "What is it? What does this default account mean?" I said, that means you didn't pay your bills and you defaulted on your account. But what the phone was asking her was, which one did you want to make your default account? I just thought that was hilarious because that's what's happening in America, man.
People go to default
defaulting on your accounts.
Yep. And then what I personally I've done that on my student loans before. I defaulted on them, but Esau's an idiot, man. Esau he got so many loopholes. You have to be a bigger idiot not to get around it. But let me finish this off. This is Ecclesiastes 12:4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, which you're seeing that right now, man. You driving through certain parts of town. You seeing this place shutting down, that place shutting down. You go to the mall and there ain't nothing in there. J.C. Penney's is shut down. See all the big stores that are making the big money in the mall, they're getting shut down. So what do you think is going to happen to the little bullshit little parlors? The stands in the middle of the hallways and shit. What do you think going to happen to them?
That's beautiful that you said that. Real quick, let me get this verse 15 in that Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. It says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." And when you go into that word rush there, all right, just to make the point on what the brother was speaking on about the little side stands, all right, that word there for rush, it's agam one, all right, and it means bull, or it's a lot. It means rush, bull rush. But the point is that section 1 and B, it says of the lowly, okay. And what's the work of the lowly? Like your brother was just saying, the little side jobs, all right, the little corner store shop. All right, the little stand at the center of the mall.
Yeah, they call it kiosk. Yeah, the little kiosk.
Kind of the little kiosk. The little kids selling water bottles at the corner, man. All that's gonna fail here in America, man. All right, there ain't gonna be just because you think you got a little side job that you think you're gonna be making it here in America after the economy crashes. No, man, everything here in America is gonna crash, man. You ain't gonna be able to afford your equipment, your materials, the labor, none of that, man.
And the reason they're doing that is mainly to bring about the mark of the beast, which is gonna be the RFID chip, which they're still gonna have. You're gonna have certain cities that are up and operating when they implement the chip, but for the most part, you're gonna be in the dead man zone, man. There ain't gonna be nobody selling food. No 18-wheelers bringing in food. None of that. All right. So let me go back to Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And that's what you see, man. You see the stores being shut down. You see the grinding being brought low. You see the music being brought low. Okay, all these things is happening before our very eyes. Here it is. America is becoming a like I don't know. One of you brothers said it, or maybe I heard it earlier. The America is becoming a third world country, man.
Yeah, Quam did a live feed on that.
Okay, that's where I seen it. That's where I heard it. Kind. You wanted to say something, brother? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying Quam, but I do got that article a brother wanted earlier. If you want me to read a little bit on it.
Yeah.
All right. It's China's World, and it's from the Fortune 500 magazine. It says China has now reached parity with the U.S. on the 2019 Fortune Global 500, a signifier of the profound rivalries reshaping business today. As the Chinese century nears its third decade, Fortune Global 500 shows how profoundly the world's balance of power is shifting. All right. And it says American companies account for 121 of the world's largest corporations by revenue. Chinese companies account for 129, all right, including Taiwanese companies. So, right there, China is already ahead of.
Yeah, and if I may add real quick, because what just read, you said the article said that China pretty much owns those Taiwanese companies.
Yeah, 10 of them.
Okay, 10. Because I did a little experiment the other day going through the house, and I was just looking at certain items, different items, and I was looking to see where they were made. I believe 9 out of 10 of them were made either in China or in Taiwan. It goes to show you, man, who got the market, so to say, of the grinding, so to say.
And then you got Harley Davidson moving over to China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been trying to go over there, and that whole Chinese thing. Now that's starting to blow up. They're starting to build more cars over there. They build Buicks over there, send them over to America. They're basically what they're saying is that their economy is bumping, it's popping over there.
They said a power shift.
Yeah, it's a shift in the power, because always standard would be United States at the top. Now they got more companies in the 500, so it's going to go show you that if this place is here for any more years, then America is going to continue to lose a spot. Go ahead.
Yep. And it goes real quick. It goes to show you that China got his hand in everything, because you see how just on a side note, you see how America's revisiting all this. Oh, we're going back to the moon, then we're going to go to Mars. Well, now China, they taking on an enterprise which we know they ain't gonna make it. It's all bullshit, but they're taking on an enterprise with India to make it to the moon now. So it's a 2019 space race, or the 21st century space race. And going to show you that Moab really think he gonna be up next. They think they got next.
Why did the heathen rage?
Mm-hmm. Imagine a vain thing.
Yep. Reading on, it says, for the first time since the debut of the Global 500 in 1999, and arguably for the first time since World War II, a nation other than the U.S. is at the top of the ranks of global big business.
I got one quick scripture. It's the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. It says, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing with the man right now. Okay, the main man that runs all these nations, the one that thinks that he has his hands up the ass of the puppet. All right, this man, he controls everything, or so he thinks. But ultimately, what does it say? It says he disappointeth the devices of the crafty. So Lord's ultimately going to disappoint that. Go ahead.
Because real quick, because China did they as we see it, as you see what on your news and the articles and whatnot, China, they seem to be doing their own thing, but ultimately Esau got their hand right up their ass like a puppet, man. Esau is the scripture tell you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Moab is just doing what he's told, man. Because you go into, I remember what happened to the printouts I had, but you go into where the Rothschilds had world central banks, and it was, guess what? Beijing was one of them. All right, and where do you think their capital city is for the funds? Is coming out of Beijing, you know, which I believe is their capital, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
Beijing. Yep.
So really, you know, they put on the puppets, you know, to go on TV and parade around and whatnot. But you know, the real puppeteers, they're behind the cameras. We know who they are. Hearing the truth, we know who they are. They people on the earth. They call them Illuminati, and the
The elites.
global, yeah, the global elite. We call them the wicked. Okay, we know who's ruling the earth. That was given. Better said, the earth was given to. All right, it was given unto the wicked. So yeah, they doing this and that, but really, like the brother just read, the enterprise is for that one world order. So they're doing really everything that they put out there is an agenda. It's there's something bigger than what they're showing. There's nothing but bread and circus act, so they can get one step closer to their one world order
That's
or
why
new
they're showing.
world.
That's what they keep showing the meltdown of the American economy. They ain't gonna put it on the news, but you can clearly see with your own eyes. You go to your local mall, none of the stores are open. If all those department stores like Dillard's, Macy's, JCPenney, all that shit would just close down, the malls would just be completely useless. Stores are open. Yeah, the malls would be completely useless. You know, what's the point of going there to go to a Smoothie King? So all that whole environment is basically thrown out the window. That chapter in America where you can just go to a mall every Friday and Saturday and go pick up some clothes. All that shit is over, man. These people are mourning right now. People losing jobs. People, hundreds, thousands of people being laid off at these big ass companies.
You know, people thought it was just American, companies as far as automobiles, Ford and Chevy, but now it's reaching to Nissan, because Nissan, they build the cars you drive, Nissan Altimas and whatnot. Those are built here in America, or assembled at least here in America. All right, they're not built. They're not shipping from Japan, built already. All right, so those motherfuckers putting them cars together, they're getting fired, shit canned. All right, getting them walking papers.
I got a quick precept. Since you're talking about these major companies, all right, mainly these automobile companies, which really this precept goes into a lot more than just the automotive companies, but the automotive companies is a good example of this precept because they have a lot in stock. All right, and this is what's getting ready to happen. All right, not like I said, this is not just pertaining to the automotive industry. This is Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right, so these warehouses of cars that are being built and being stored, getting ready to be sold. All right, these storehouses, these silos that are holding up food. All right, to be sold. It's all getting ready to be found empty. All right, because there's not going to be farmers building car or select. There's not going to be farmers growing food and storing food anymore because there's no money to do so. There's not, because they're not getting paid. There's not going to be automotive industries and warehouses with warehouses full of cars getting ready to be sold because there's no one buying cars. And that goes for every other industry as well, man. All right, like me and the brother Ariel, one time we went out there to one of those malls out there in Fort Myers or in Port Charlotte. All right, and you had stores that were on liquidation, mainly Sears. Okay, but when you go out through the whole mall, it was nothing but a desert town, man. You might as well have had tumbleweeds rolling through the mall.
And that Sears is going now too. That Sears is going just like
Yeah, I
that.
bet.
Yeah, just like that. It's completely folded. So you're gonna start seeing that happen. They keep telling you every year, J.C. Penney's, Macy's closed another X amount of stores. And all Payless, all these different stores you grew up knowing, they're gonna be gone. And that whole thing, the whole America go out shopping Friday, go Christmas shopping. That shit is out the window, man. The whole this whole economy, they're crashing that shit on purpose. And a lot of you Jake out there, you're gonna get caught up in the midst of that. That's why the Lord is bringing out these judgment right now. So you think you got it fine right now? You can go to get a dollar menu, everything is fine and dandy. Well, when the Lord drops His hammer on this dollar is worthless, and you got to go, you got to fight for a frozen burger or a rotten burger in the back of a burnt down McDonald's. Then you're gonna understand.
Yep. I got a quick precept for what the brother just said about people fighting.
Oh, come go perfect.
Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
When that time comes, they're gonna have your people just break inside other people's homes. I mean, not just like once in a blue moon you hear somebody's house got broken into in the neighborhood, or it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be everywhere, house to house. All right, especially your neighbor, the one that knows you, that you grew up watching TV with, you grew up playing ball with, or whatever. They're gonna break down your house, knowing that you have that storage container back there. You was a prepper, and your neighbor knew that. Now he's gonna come and get you. You're gonna break down your door for that. Because of what? Because for the lack of bread. Go ahead.
Yeah, it said for the lack of bread and great tribulation. All right. Because it's when reality sets in, all right, when people go to the grocery stores and the shelves are wiped clean, all right, and you realize that how not us, Lord's will we be part of that number, but these everyday peons out here, okay, these simpletons, when they realize that they ain't gonna have a way to feed themselves after this next meal they're gonna have, they're gonna turn it the demons of everyone is gonna come out, man. Like they like to say, there's a saying in the world, everyone got demons. Well, you're gonna see those demons come out of them, man. And that's what we just read. I'll read it again. All right, and this is prophecy, man. This is Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So not only is there going to be lack of bread, there's going to be great tribulations. There's going to be people getting shot in the streets, martial law troops going up and down the main boulevards, quarantining people. Okay, doing all these things to bring great tribulation. What pops to mind when the great tribulation is mentioned? The time of Jacob's trouble, right? The hour of temptation. What do you think people are going to be doing, or in that time? They're going to be trying to fend for themselves and their families, man. And it's going to come to the point where they're going to have to kill to eat a slice of bread.
I got a precept to go with what you just said, and it's actually back in that Second Ezra 6 that I was reading earlier. I read Second Ezra 6 and 22. I'm just going to keep reading on down the points in 24. So this is verse 23, Second Ezra 6 and 23. It says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man shall hear. Every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid." And that trumpet that's going to be blown is that judgment. All right. So verse 24, at that time, and this is the point tying it in with that precept that the brother just read about people, right? Well, how did that precept go again, Salakia?
The second Ezra?
Yeah, kind of read that again.
Second Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading. What happened?
Is the one before that?
Oh, so like 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods And what does spoiling mean? When you spoil, well, like, the spoils of war, what happens in the spoils of war? They take whatever's left. Right? That's what happens when you spoil somebody's goods. You take it. Right? It says because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So that's how these people are going to be acting towards each other, man. All right, like Yahawashi said, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, so going into this second Ezra chapter 6, now at verse 24, it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours shall they not run. All right, and that point being that at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, man. So you're gonna have a lot of you people who thinking you friends, you next door neighbors, and your friends. You've been, your little kids play baseball together at the little league down the road. All right, a lot of you people are gonna be fighting against each other, man. All right, because of the fear of the things that are happening, man. All right, that's just the fact of the matter, man. You ain't have no food, and your next door neighbor has 12 cans of beans left. And guess what? You heard about it, and you're gonna go over there and you're gonna go get it by all means, man.
All right? Shit. 12 cans of beans. And people are gonna be killing each other for packets of ketchup, man. That's how bad it's gonna be. It's funny to us, but that's how real it's gonna be out here, man. Because like we read that second Ezra 15, there ain't gonna be no pity. You ain't nobody. Your neighbor ain't gonna have pity on you, man. You know, hey, man, it's gonna be crazy out here. You know, but this is all these economic situations that are taking place right now is leading up to, man. They because people getting fired, government benefits getting taken away. They're doing it slowly but surely, and they're just gonna one day they just gonna put. You know, you ever seen a table where they just pull the sheet out and they do it wrong and everything just breaks? Well, that's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna pull the sheet out from under you, and then that's when all hell's gonna hit the fan.
Hey, can I get a precept real quick for you? I've been holding for a minute here. This is it kind of go what you said. Isaiah 14:9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath been raised up from their thrones, all the kings of the nations. All right. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And this is the point. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. All right. And that pomp is the excellency. All right. And also when you pomp, you working. All right. So thy pomp, thy excellency. All right. Thy grinding, going back to thy grinding. All right. That work. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, the noise of thy bowels. Okay. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. And that's that decaying, man. All right?
The maggots.
The maggots represents decaying. So America is just decaying. It look good on the outside. All right, but the inner parts, all right, it's just decaying.
We'll read verse 12 real quick.
Okay. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
And that's what's going to be said of America once this whole place collapses, man. All right, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" Meaning the illuminated ones, because America was, this was a place that was thought to be illuminated. They had supposedly the wisdom of all, man.
Kind of Statue of Liberty, all right, which holds the torch of Prometheus, saying they took the light from the gods.
Yep,
you know
exactly. Yep. So how art thou cut down to the ground? Going into that scripture where it says the hammer of the whole earth is cut asunder. You know, how is the hammer of the whole earth? Is that how it goes? How is the hammer of the earth cut asunder?
Yeah. Kind of.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can find it for you.
That's in Jeremiah, right?
Jeremiah
50. I
50.
believe so. I just don't remember how it's worded.
Jeremiah 50.
Because these are all scriptures that are talking about America, man. All right. How are you brought down to the earth, O Lucifer? Because people are going to look at America, and people are looking at America as the wisest place on earth. All right, Lucifer meaning illuminated one. Okay, and the
light
elites that run this country, that run this world, ultimately are looked as the illuminated ones because they're running everything, and they're
I
going to
got
be
you,
looked
bro.
at as like, yo, what like, how are you brought down? Like y'all thought y'all knew
Hey,
everything.
that's real quick before you read that, Arya. That's why the scriptures say, "Oh, what does it say? Lucifer, how is thou fallen?"
That's what we just read.
Oh, that's what you read. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ariel.
So Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
There you go. And that's another scripture tying America into Babylon, man. The virgin daughter of Babylon, to be more specific. All right. How is the whole hammer of the earth brought down? How is
The
Lucifer fallen
mighty America.
from his position? What was that? Go ahead.
The mighty America,
Mm-hmm.
it was once seen to be immovable.
The land
But,
of the brave.
Yeah, home of the brave, land of the free, home of the brave type shit. People used to fly from all different places on the earth to come here and live out their life here. Now, people get here and they're in more problems and pain than they ever were in their old country. So it's looking good in the sense that this thing is about to end. But it's all these things must come to pass. This place is gonna have to go out like this with a bang. A plague is gonna hit this place. I got some real quick. Oh, actually, I don't. Go ahead if you have something.
Can I let Bubba Shark continue on that Isaiah 14? Read verse 13 and continue on.
It's Isaiah 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
So right there, real quick, we can tie this in, and we're gonna know exactly who this is talking about when you read the book of Obadiah. All right, it's clear and evident this is talking about Esau, Edom, because they're the ones who exalted themselves above the Most High, man. Also, you can go into 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Okay, they're the ones that exalted themselves as the Most High. They set their nests above the stars, man, above the heavens. Okay, so this is obviously talking about Esau, Edom, and their kingdom that they're ruling, man. But start continue.
For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Going into that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Real quick, let me get that real quick, because that's what Esau Edom thinks he's gonna do, man. And that's ultimately, like brother Ash said earlier, that's what Esau is leading towards, man. The mark of the beast. All right, the RFID microchip. All right, because with the RFID microchip, Esau is going to be able to know exactly what you think, exactly what you want, and exactly where you are. And what does the Most High do? He knows exactly that at all times, man. So the so-called white man, he wants to do that, especially here in America, and that's what he's pushing, man. All right, he's going to make it mandatory here in America. So real quick, let me get this in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Let me just get it. Verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Okay, and that's talking about Esau Edom, man. And more here in America does he do that, man. Nowhere else on the planet Earth does the so-called white man exalt himself as the Most High as he does here in America, man. Okay. He says, read that again in 14 and read to 15.
Isaiah 14:14. I'll ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
To the sides of the pit, man. They're going to be brought down, man. That's the point. This country is being brought down systematically by the algorithms of YAHAWASHI, man. The economy is failing. The people are bugging out. The plagues are being spread out. Okay. The political system is a failure, complete failure. I mean, if you don't see that from the 2016 elections, then you're a damn idiot. You got a celebrity superstar, all right, that was elected
The
president.
Apprentice. Yeah, The Apprentice.
All right.
You're fired, and that's all. It's like it. This is how you know this country's a joke. They hear this the star of what the Apprentice show is the president of the United States, where all he did was fire people, and now what they're showing today, which what I've been keeping up on, not really keeping up on, just seeing it. Um, this the Robert Mueller. You remember Miami came to the crib a couple days ago, and you were like, "What? They still talking about this?" Well, now this nigga went up
Yeah,
in
I
front of
seen it.
Congress. You
I
saw that, and it was
Yeah.
a joke. I didn't watch the whole thing because it was like 6 hours.
Okay.
I got it on C-SPAN right now. But bro, this dude's a complete moron, and this is a trained FBI agent. He's trained to lie. They're asking him questions, and he says, "I can't answer this. I can't answer that. Can't say." But like this is just a charades, bro. This is just to distract the people because the elections are coming up, which elections ain't a damn thing. Spreading circuits just like they were doing it in ancient Rome right before it fell, man. Right before it was brought to naught.
Yep, exactly. And real quick, Baba Gashar Kanakla, continue reading on through verse 17, Baba Gashar.
Khan, Isaiah 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
So going back to that script, that precept that the brother Ariel brought out about the whole hammer, the hammer of the earth. These people are going to be looking at America like, yo, I thought this was the bully of the playground, man. How the hell did he get brought down, man? How the hell did this happen? All right. And, but we know what all at the end of the day, Revelation 18, they're going to be wailing, but nonetheless, they're going to be considering, how the hell did this place get brought down? Like, how did this happen? I thought this was the glory of all kingdoms. Go ahead.
God, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
God. So it said that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, man. And that's exactly what America does throughout the four corners of the earth, man. They go out to these other different countries, all right? They make them a wilderness by destroying them. Just look at Libya before America was there, and look at Libya after America was there. Look at Iraq before America was in there, and look at Iraq after it was in there. Okay, it's clear and evident who this is talking about. Okay, so now we have an understanding. All right, for those of you that have ears to hear and eyes to see, that this is talking about America, man. So we know that America is going to be brought down. Going back to that Isaiah 14 and 12, where it said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Because America is going to be brought down. And it's happening as we speak. Okay?
And that Lucifer goes into light bearer, and the one that's bearing the light of this earth, the wisdom of the world, is in power right now. We gotta say who he is. You know what he looks like. You know his attributes. He's written about in the Bible when he goes on to Esau or Edom. Okay?
Yeah.
He runs the world.
Yeah, he's an Edomite. That's who he is.
Yeah.
What he looks like. He looks like a red Hebrew Edomite.
Simple mathematics. Still reading that, Isaiah?
Okay. Verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of the house that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was it on that.
On that, I can read a little bit more of this article, and if any brother want to speak on it.
Okay.
It says that shift is transforming not just the business world, but the whole world. As China seeks to succeed, the U.S. is the preeminent superpower. Business is playing an even larger role in international affairs than usual. Nations have always competed economically, but the U.S. and China are engaged in a direct battle over the world's economic life force.
Yeah, that's trade wars. Those are trade wars, man. Because if you remember, not too long ago, America was putting sanctions on China. There's a reason why, because really those sanctions didn't hurt China. China's still selling what they selling. They still mass producing all them products. Because guess what? They still coming into America, and guess what? Now you got to pay more money for them at the register. So all that bullshit Trump is talking is nonsense, man. All you still getting shirts from China. Your shirt still says China. You go, I guarantee you go to the store right now and you ask them for the freshest pack of tees they got. It's gonna say China. All right. Yeah, because imagine that if China stops shipping things to America overnight, America would come to a screeching halt, man. You got to be a goddamn moron, the biggest simpleton on the planet to believe that China's gonna stop sending things to America, man. That's one of the that's one of the nations that have become wax rich off of America, man. The greatest producers of products sent to America is from China, bar none. So, read that again, Bible Shaw. That last part you had just read, Bible Shaw.
Kind of says, but the U.S. and China are engaged in a direct battle over the world's economic life force.
Yeah, yeah, because the economic life force, because America still, the pride in them still tries to portray as there's some kind of economic power, man. Which the only power they got is their military at this point. They have no economic power. The only thing keeping the dollar afloat is the petrol dollar, man. It don't, it's still strong, not like it used to be, but it still has power. But that's the only thing keeping the dollar from going under. All right, it ain't nothing else. The sanctions ain't working. They slapping sanctions on this country, that country, and that ain't working. Your gas keeps going up. The carton of milk is going up. Your vegetables is going up. Everything is going up. So what are the sanctions doing other than making your life worse and worse? And that's why these Moabites, these damn epicantic fold more mongoloids, all right, think they got next, man, because they see that they have the power economically. All right, and what did one of the out of the mouth of one of the Rothschilds? He said he don't care who's ruling the country, but who's ruling the financial system, or roughly paraphrased. I forgot how he said it. But what that goes to show you who's running China, man.
Yep. Rothschilds.
Yep.
They got a Rothschild tower out there in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and Beijing. Oh yeah, and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they might have a central bank in Beijing and Hong Kong, man.
Okay. I know they have one for sure in Hong Kong.
Yep.
Central bank out there.
Yep. But anybody got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. On that.
Okay. You got anything?
It won't really go good right now, so.
Okay.
Let me just look through. Nah, yeah, we're good.
Mark Olive,
I can close out with something pretty much. This is I'm gonna start close out with Zechariah, a little passage, because at the end of the day, somebody will ask why does this matter, but when we get into rulership, okay, that this whole economy, so to say, all that shit's gonna be transferred to power. What? Not into the Chinese, but into our hands. So this global economy is still gonna be operating. It's just gonna be new rulers over it. You know, we just gonna be the new rulers of this global economy as in the days of King Solomon. All right, when King Solomon pretty much he was trading amongst the nations. All right, he had the Canaanites, if I'm not mistaken. All right, going over bringing certain the ships of Tarshish, traveling the seas, different lands. All right, bringing substances back onto him. All right, trading. All right, so this monetary system, all right, it's about to collapse. Pretty much, hey, all that substance, all that's present. Yo, we just gonna be the new rulers over that stuff. So
Yeah.
you
It's
got
gonna,
something?
yeah, the system is gonna be remanufactured, so to say, the financial system and the trade system and all that, but it's gonna continue to flow. All these nations still gonna be doing their thing, but they gotta pay reverence. All right. What was the word? Um, what the Romans used to call it? Tribute. They got to pay tribute unto YAHAWASHI Shai, which is going to be through us. All right, go ahead.
Yes, I couldn't find the exact one that I wanted, but this I guess I'll get this one. But pretty much speaking on the same thing you just said, pretty much the tributary, you know, they're gonna have to pay tribute unto the nation of Israel. But this is one quick one. I couldn't find the one I actually wanted that pretty much stated that. But is Zechariah 14:16, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem, right, shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of the tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up in all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King and the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not and have no rain, there shall be the plague wherein the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of the tabernacles. And also, like I said, it's not the one I wanted, but also those that don't come up and pay tribute, man. All right, their substances, give us their substances. All right, give us more servants yearly. You know, just pay unto us, man, because that's what's gonna happen. Because if you look, if you really pay attention, pretty much everybody's in tribute to the so-called Jews, man. All right, we paying them all the taxes, all the wages. It's all going to them, man. Okay, so they in that position right now. Okay, it says because like the brother stated earlier, the whole monetary system. Okay, you got to go to a private bank. All right, the IMF. All right, who is that owned by? The so-called Jews. You got to go to them for loans. And what on that money they charge you interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're really they in that seat right now that we're supposed to be in, that we're going to be in. Okay.
Hey, if I may add, the reason the bank, your local bank, Bank of America, Bank of this, whatever bank, the reason they're charging you interest is because they got to pay. They got to pay for the money that they're getting, the money that they're giving out. You know, the money that they're loaning, they're getting it from somewhere. They're not making it out of thin air. They're getting it from the IMF. All right, so they gotta pay interest too, man.
Yep.
And that's why this is a deceitful ass system, man.
It's
This
called
is
usury.
Yeah, exactly. You're not supposed to do that, man. You give a man 500, he give you 500 back. Simple as that. You didn't lose nothing. You didn't gain nothing from it. You just did it. You just lent the man some money. That's it. You're not supposed to gain monetary funds off of helping somebody out. Go ahead, though.
I was looking for a scripture real quick. I keep reading this though. Close out real quick. This says all right, I got it right here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. All right. So that's in the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That usury, that interest. Okay. And that's what Esau does. Okay.
Yeah, and interest pretty much is is requiring more than what you gave out. You read that again, Baba Shaw.
This is Deuteronomy 23:19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother.
See, lend upon usury. Okay, go ahead.
Usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury.
Yeah, so you lend out victuals or anything. Say you lend out 2 cows and now you require 8 cows back. That's wicked as hell. What kind of shit is that? You lend it out, or let's use oxen because they could plow the field. All right, you got lend or you lended out 2 oxen so to help your brother out with his field, and now you tell him he got to give you 5 oxen back, man. That's wicked as hell, and that's what Esau is doing, and you could see it in everything you go buy. You go buy a car, a TV, a couch. If they got a whole store called Rent a Center, and they're gonna use usury on you, man. That's wicked. But but that's why this place is going down because look, isn't in America that they're in debt, man. They're America. The whole nation is in debt. So what kind of hypocrisy is that?
All right, finishing off, it says back in Zechariah 14 and 19, it says, this shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that come not up to keep the feast of the tabernacles. In that day there shall be upon the bells and the horses the holiness unto the Lord, and the pots in the Lord house shall be like as the boughs before the altar. All right, so they're going to come up what? It said the pots of the Lord shall be like the boughs before the altar. Well, you come to the altar, what? To make sacrifices.
Yep.
Okay, so what? They're going to be coming up to us, all right?
With the first fruits of everything.
Yeah, the fruits, the substance, the sacrifices. Okay, so this global economy it's still gonna be in somewhat operational, but it's just gonna be a transition of power. They just gonna be bringing everything onto us, man.
If I may say, I remember Pastor Bar did a video not too long ago about how the nation's wealth or the world's wealth doesn't disappear, it's transferred. So when the kingdom conquers another kingdom, the spoils is divided. It doesn't just disappear. I remember it says in Job 27 chapter, though he heap up silver, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. The new rulers, us being the hopeful rulers of the new world to come, we're gonna be the inheritors of the earth because Esau has these things because he has been given the power. That's why he can do things like unjust decrees. He can do the usury and stuff like that because the earth is in his hand. But once the righteous is put in authority, then all this, because what we're saying, China thinks going to be the new rulers. Russia, they say, oh, Russia's going to be the new rulers. No, man, because it says in Daniel's fourth chapter that the Most High rules in the kingdom, man. And in due time, like it says in Sirach, the 10th chapter, he's going to set up one that is profitable for the earth. And that's going to be the Israelites.
Okay. All right, that's pretty much it on that. All right. Yeah, that's it on that. So we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to YAHWAH, double honor to all the apostles, the great millstone that taught us the truth, and blessings all you sincere ladies out there pushing the truth. Hey, that's enduring. All right, and that we're gonna say Shalom.
Shalom.